going on, everybody? This is Sean of Raw Select Music. Today I want to talk about this record right here. This is Rocc's A Wonderful Letter, released on Stone's Throw on June 19th, 2022. When this album got announced, I was super excited for it. I've been a longtime fan of Rocc, not just as a DJ, but also as a producer. And on top of that, I was a super big fan of his 2011 album, Some Cold Rock Stuff. I was definitely looking forward to checking this project out, and now that I've had some time to listen to it, today I wanted to share my thoughts and opinions of this record with you guys and let you know if it's worth checking out. So with all that being said, let's talk about this guy. So for those of you who don't know, Jason Jackson, aka Rocc, one of the founding members of legendary DJ crew The Beat Junkies, has been a producer slash beat maker slash DJ for the last 20 to 30 years or so, probably closer to 30, and has worked with a lot of your favorite artists. But I'm gonna keep the bio kind of short. If you want to find out more information about who he is and things that he's accomplished, definitely go check out my Some Cold Rock Stuff video over here. I was a little preemptive with that, but all right. Anyways, moving on. In terms of the background for this album, Stone's Throw had this to say about it. But one of the things that was kind of surprising about this project is the music press has largely ignored it, haven't really said anything about it, which is a real shame because this kind of feels like an old school Stone's Throw project to me. This feels like a throwback to some old school Mad Lib or Peanut Butter Wolf style stuff, and it sort of covers all of the different facets of that old school Stone's Throw sound. If you miss the old boom bap style breakbeat hip hop, this album's got it. If you like that more Kareem Riggins, J Dilla Mad Lib style beat, it's got that too. It's got its own personality. It does reference those sounds, but it doesn't really feel like he's just trying to imitate them. But it also covers some other interesting ground. It does a little bit of electro with a track featuring vocals from legendary electro producer slash vocalist Egyptian Lover. And there's even some housey shit that feels like it wouldn't be out of place at like a low-end Theory slash Boiler Room style DJ set from Rocc himself. And he does all of the production on here swimmingly. None of it's gonna be mind-blowing, but it does have a sound, it does have a feel for it, and it definitely shows that Rocc is just as comfortable as a beat maker and producer as he is a DJ. And he's also covering a little bit of funk. Steve Arrington shows up on an album highlight on here called All I Want to Do, and Steve Arrington sounds so perfect over this very light and very delicate but still very, very funky track that Rocc has provided for him. And then there are other moments like the introduction, which gets you hype and gets things moving perfectly, and the ending track on here, The End, NTP, is the perfect album closer. One thing that's really cool about this album is it really feels like it's got a flow. It comes across more as an album listen than you might expect from a project like this, especially with all the different vocalists that pop up on here, including the Koreatown Oddity, the MCs from the Visionaries, MED, and of course, Frank Nitt of Frank and Dank fame. So largely, I really don't have any complaints with this project. The beats across this thing are largely excellent. They're layered, they're super funky, they've got a great head nod factor. When he deviates into the more housey tracks on the end of this project, they're super enjoyable, and it shows just the versatility of Rocc as a producer. My one complaint, and that's seemingly the complaint with every time that an artist makes a project like this, it's really the vocalists that kind of weigh the project down. LMNO and Key Cool are fine on LA Anthem. MED's verse is largely forgettable, but still fits within the vibe of the track Love and Dope, which has an awesome verse from Rocc himself. And the Koreatown Oddity track, also fine. It doesn't really do anything for me, but it's not nearly as offensive as the Frank Nitt verse. Frank Nitt has consistently been, to me, like the weakest part of sort of the Slum Village J Dilla legacy. I never really understood their appeal. I find his delivery still clumsy and ham-fisted as ever, and he basically kind of ruins what is a pretty solid beat. And ultimately, every time that I've listened to this project right here, I found myself skipping it and then moving on to the infinitely superior track, Flawless, smoothed out with Budgie, which is one of my favorite beats on here, and actually has a moment towards the end of it that I really like. But other than that, a few sort of weak performances from MCs that I was probably not going to really enjoy all that much in the first place really don't take away from what is ultimately an incredibly enjoyable project. If you haven't checked this out and you sort of yearn for the days where Stone's Throw was much more of a hip-hop label as opposed to the sort of free-for-all that it is now. Not that there's anything wrong with it, because I like a lot of the stuff that Stone's Throw is putting out these days too. Then you really can't go wrong if you check this guy out. Comes highly recommended from me, and yeah, that's pretty much all I've got to say about it, so just gonna leave it at that. So that's gonna be it for me today, guys. Thanks as always for watching. If you've listened to this album for yourself, please let me know what you thought about it down in the comments. If you want to hear this album for yourself, please head over to my WordPress blog, because that's where I post music links to any of the records that I talk about on this channel. And make sure you follow me over on Twitch for Live from the Record Room. There you can hear me play records like the ones that I talk about in these videos, as well as a whole host of records in my collection that I don't get a chance to talk about on this channel. Links to everything, as always, down in the description. But that's going to be it for me today, guys. Thanks as always for watching, and I will catch you in the next video. So until then, peace out!